Shalom, shalom. Want to say all praises be to Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Harakapadash. Give honor to the apostles, who has a quantum of great millstone who rule well. Shalom to the sincere brethren, Akim, out there across the four winds, the four corners of the globe, pushing the truth, the good news of Yahweh Shai, proclaiming salvation to the elect of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and proclaiming the downfall of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man and his wicked empire. So this video is going to be entitled, Don't Be That 5 to 10 years ago brother, man. Basically, to say, don't be that brother that other brothers refer to you as, yo, that brother was on fire 5 to 10 years ago. Basically, you fell out, man. Oh, yeah, I remember that brother, he was on fire. He knew all the precepts, you know what I mean? He knew the Hebrew. He was doing videos, he was forefront, but now he MIA. Now you want to be that brother that been consistently doing the works of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You know what I mean? 5, 10 years ago and to this day, you are still doing the works, man. You understand? Because those men, and we all have many of men in mind that was like that, man. So-called great men that brothers are highly respected in the truth, but they're no longer with us. They're no longer serving Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You understand? But hey, that's the scary thing about this truth, man. And that's to keep you level-headed, and that's to keep you enduring, man. Because you never know when the Lord could discard you, and you become that, oh yeah, that brother was on fire back in 2017, 2019, 2015. You know what I mean? Well, that brother been around for umpteen years, but he fell out in 2020. Or this happened, that happened, man. You know what I mean? You could have even been a good brother, so to speak. Because there's certain men like that. Like, brothers didn't really have no issues, but hey, they fell out, man. They lost patience. But this is the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 14. Woe unto you that have lost patience. Woe, meaning destruction. So if you're not serving Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai in truth and sincerity right now, man, hey, man, it is woe unto you, man. At least the Lord have mercy upon you. Like the prodigal son, but that's few and far in between. Lest the Lord have mercy upon you and bring you back in these last days and times. But for the majority of men that fell out, that turned their back in the truth, that put off Yahweh Shai, once they knew Yahweh Shai, but they put off Yahweh Shai, hey, woe unto you, man. That's what the scriptures say. Woe unto you that have lost patience. What will ye do? And what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you? Come on, so what you gonna say, man? What you gonna say? Oh yeah, Lord, I was pushing back in 2015. Oh yeah, Lord, I did it for 10, 20 years, man. And we even meet men that from One West, man, that have come to the camp. Oh yeah, I was back there. They know High Priest Arya, they know a lot of King Marshall, they know even the apostles going back, but they just are African American now, man. They be like, oh yeah, I was back in the 90s, the 80s, the early, I was an Israelite, I was back in the old school. You know what I mean? And they say that to get some type of reverence, but really, brothers looking at you like, hey, man, yeah, brothers might play it cool, but brothers looking at you like, all right, bro, so where you at now, man? You just a Negro in a t-shirt and some shorts, or a t-shirt and some jeans right now, man. You're not pushing the word no more. You're not doing the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. But the crazy part is a lot of those men that fall out, they still think that they're in the truth, man. But that's that delusion that the Lord put upon them, man. That's the demons that the Lord allowed to overtake them and blind them. You understand? So it is Paul speak about becoming a castaway. Because hey, there's men, like I said, they have done great work, so to speak. Front line, yo, edifying, all of that. But guess what? They're not around no more. 1 Corinthians chapter 4, 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receive the prize, so run that ye may obtain. So this truth is likened onto a race. And anybody know the race of what the tortoise and the hare start off running fast. Speedy Gonzalez, which is a lot of men in the truth. They get big fast, man. Basically, they elevate fast, man. They front line fast. They're seen as great men, quick and fast, man. They're great in the precepts, they're great in the Hebrew, they're great speakers, eloquent, all of that, man. But guess what? they burn out, man. They flame out. They on fire so much until they flame out. Because this truth is really about balance, pacing yourself, man. Pacing yourself, consistency. Not over the top, but just right. You understand? Yeah, sometimes you over the top, but sometimes you cool, calm, and collective, same way, man. It's not just about blazing, just about fire. No, it's, yeah, that's part of it, but it's also about consistency, pacing yourself. Don't blow up a blood vessel in your brain, man. Calling the so-called white man the devils, cursing on the black woman. No, it's about really edification and serving Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It ain't really about screaming to the top of your lungs. It's more than just calling the so-called white man the devil, cursing out Jade, cursing out Eve. No, it's not really about edification. It's really about uplifting the names of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Not about us, man. Not about self-veneration. Not about being the man. Because Yahushai is the man. And Yahushai is going to lift up the elect men at the end times, man. We're not to uplift ourselves, but the Lord is going to uplift us, man. You know, the scriptures tell you, man, boast not in yourself. Let another man boast of you. Let another brother uplift you, man. Yo, this brother great, man. This brother on point. This brother charitable. This brother brotherly, so on and so forth. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24. Know ye not that they which run in the race run all, but one receive the prize, so run that ye may obtain. Come, so we're trying to receive that prize, ultimately, which is the kingdom. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Balance. Pace yourselves, man. And that's one thing with a lot of these men that fall out, man. They flame out, man. They on fire so much until they flame out. You know what I mean? Or they become big-headed, so to speak. They become complacent, so to speak. And every man that strives for the mastery is tempered in all things. No, now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we are an incorruptible crown. So we're seeking that incorruptible, man. Basically saying people in the world, you know, you have the athletes, so on and so forth, because back then they had the Olympics. They're doing all of that training, that exercise, to obtain a corruptible crown. But we're doing this, the truth, pushing the truth, serving Yahweh Shem Yahushai, to obtain an incorruptible crown, which is everlasting life, which is the kingdom. Verse 26. Verse 26. I therefore so run not as uncertainly, so fight I not as one that beats the air. So we certain in the victory, ultimately. It's just whether we're going to make it there or not. But we certain in Yahweh Shai. We're not uncertain, we certain. But I keep honor my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. So basically, Paul is saying, yo, I still remain level-headed, man. Still remain humble. Don't get too high and mighty, man. So that's another thing. A lot of men, they fall out because they think they come up against the apostles. They think they too good. Nobody can tell them nothing, man. You understand? Okay, if you want to do your own thing, do your own thing, but you gotta push your truth. But a lot of them men, they fell off saying they're gonna do their own thing. They're not doing their own thing, man. 99% of the time, man. As they have been brothers who got kicked out of camp or whatever, but they did their own thing, and a lot of time the Lord bring them back, man. You know what I mean? Because just because you're not in the camp itself, that don't mean you're not in the man of the Lord. It's about you doing the works. It's about you serving Yahweh Shem Yahushai. A lot of those men, whatever happened, and then they just go back into the world, man. Still thinking that they're in the truth somehow. Right? If there's a separation with you in the camp, and you know still preaching the word in truth and sincerity, preaching the truth of the scriptures. You know what I mean? Because ultimately you're not here to serve men, you're here to serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But like Paul said, lest I myself should be a castaway. And hey, a lot of men, man, they great so-called great men in Israel. You was watching them. Hey, it's crazy, man. So many men like that I could think about in my years of watching the truth and being in the camp itself, man. It's like, damn, that brother, oh, that elder brother, oh, that brother. Hey, it's crazy, man. Men that was mighty in the scriptures. Men that were eloquent speakers. Men that was quote-unquote deep. Men that you love to watch on the YouTube or love to be around, so on and so forth. But guess what? The Lord cast them away. You understand? Like I said, it's few and far between of those men that the Lord is going to bring back. Even though it's possible, but more than likely, the large majority of those men, hey, they serve their purpose as an example to fulfill this prophecy, man. To fulfill the scriptures that, hey, there are going to be some men, a lot of men that, hey, they're going to be castaways. A lot of men are going to what? Lose patience. A lot of men are going to fall out. You understand? A lot of men that's going to fall out. Brothers that you like. Brothers that you're cool with. It's another thing. Many brothers you're cool with. I mean, but hey, it ain't about being cool with the Lord. It's about being the chosen of the Lord. This is the book of Luke chapter 9. Luke chapter 9, verse 62. And Yahushua said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow can. You in the camp, you out there week in and week out. Let's say you was out there 5 years ago, 10 years ago. But where you at now, man? It's crazy, man. Scary. And Yahushua said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of the Most High. You can't say if you go back into the world. Now, I mean, if you're not pushing the word no more, if you're not serving Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua in truth and sincerity. Because if you're out there in the camp itself pushing the word, it's a different story if you was never in the camp or you was never touched the street corners. But once you touch the street corners, you're out there pushing the word, preaching the truth. You in the camp, and whatever happened. You decide to break away or fall away, and you're not pushing the truth. Hey, man, this is you right here, man. This is you right here. You see, it's a different thing if you have a disagreement or whatever, and then you go your separate way. Like even Paul and Barnabas had that, and you still continue pushing the truth. Hey, may the Lord be with you. But if you fall away, you know what I mean, and you're not doing anything, really, if you're not pushing the truth, man, because you was in the camp already, you was pushing the truth. If you're not far away from the camp and you're not pushing the truth on the highways and the byways, hey, you look back, man. You put your hand to the plow and fall back. Because you're not going to tell the Lord you went from in the camp pushing the truth every Saturday to now you in the truth, but you just do videos in the house. Nah, the Lord ain't going to accept that, man. I don't see the Lord accepting that. Now, if you was out there in the camp and whatever happened, and hey, you gotta still go out there, man, wherever you at, man, accordingly and do the street ministry, man. You understand? But hey, that's the delusion. A lot of men that fall away on that, man. They're thinking that they're still in the truth, but they ain't do a video in years, man. You understand? They ain't doing nothing to further the will and the testimony of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. When they was one of the main men on the front lines, man. That's because them demons done took over them, man. Which that's a scary thing. That's a scary thing. Because like the scripture says, you're not fit for the kingdom of Yahweh Shai. By putting your hand to the plow and looking back, man. And the scriptures also say, talks about shall be beaten with many stripes. Get that real quick. Matthew. Yeah, this is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 47. And that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. Come on. So you put your hand to the plow, you know the truth, you was out there in the highways and the byways pushing the word, and you go back into the world, man. You go back into the world to be a Trinidadian, a Mexican, a Puerto Rican, an African American. You're going to be beaten with many stripes, man. Even if you might still be calling the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, but guess what? You off, man, because you're not doing anything for that name, man. You know what I mean? You're just a regular Negro. You're just an African American. You're just a Haitian, a Puerto Rican. The Lord ain't with that, man. You was out there and I was in the Bible and say the Lord didn't expect that until the famine of the word, man. Whatever disagreement you have with men in the camp, whatever happened. But hey, you was out there in the highways and the byways pushing the word. You belong still out there in the highways and pushing the word, even if it has to be by yourself, man. Even if it has to be by yourself. I really and truly, a lot of the men that follow, they don't even do videos, man. You know what I mean? Forget about it. You know, put the highways and the byways side, to the side real quick. They don't even do videos. That should show you that the Lord took the spirit totally away. I mean, it's not just about going out there in the highways and the byways. They don't even do videos. You understand? But hey, that's the Lord took that spirit away from you, man, which is a scary thing. Matthew the 25th chapter goes into what the 5 wise virgins and the 5 unwise virgins, man. Which we're in the time of the Passover, which is a very spiritual time, man, where hey, things happen, man. We see it happen last year with Sakari. You know what I mean? And things happen every year, man. Really, things happen throughout the year. But you know, this is a spiritual time saying, and you have to be praying and hoping that the Lord keep you, man. Keep you until the end. Fighting, man. Keep that fight. Keep that fight in your spirit, man. That yo, man, I'm gonna serve the Lord no matter what. You have to be in a spirit of our King David. If my tongue forget Jerusalem, I think David said that. Yeah, Psalm chapter 137. 137 verse 5, Psalms. If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. So basically, if he ain't serving the Lord, man, if he ain't doing the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the righteous will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, basically make him feeble, man. Make him feeble. Let me say I get that. Make him feeble. And that's the spirit he belongs in. Hey, what's the point? Really, what's the point to live if you're not serving Yahweh Hashem Yahushai? That's the spirit that you belongs in, man. This is the purpose of life. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Even Apostle Taha was saying that. I was watching this video the other day. You're going to go back into the world to do what, man? You know what I mean? What you going to go back in the world to do? We don't know nothing else, man. That's the spirit you belong. We don't know not to do nothing else, man. You understand? What else you going to go back into the world to do? Saturday's going to come around. What you just be at the mall, and that's showing you that that's a demon that done took over you, where you just feel comfortable just not doing anything, man. That's a hell of a demon. But really, the conscience is still there. Those men still feel guilty. They still feel away, but that demon is suppressing it, man. But this is the book of Psalm chapter 137. Psalm chapter 137 verse 5. If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. You can't. So let me be feeble. Let me be dumb. Can't speak. If I'm not serving Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. If I'm not doing the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That's what King David is saying, man. You understand? And this Psalms 137 is a deeper chapter, because it goes in by the rivers of Babylon. Which that was a Benjamin reggae song. They use this verse in a song, man. It's a beautiful song that they put together, man. But it's based upon this verse by the rivers of Babylon. And King David is saying what? If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. So basically, let me become dumb and feeble if I can't serve Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. That's the spirit that we belongs in. Lord, don't let me go that route, man. It's better for me to become dumb and feeble than for me just to go back into the world, man. I'm being in that delusion, man. Thinking I'm serving you, but I'm not. Hey, but ultimately, hey, it's on us, man. The main things in the truth, man, is endurance and patience, man. Keep enduring, keep patience, man. Being brotherly, all of that, man. Charitable, all of that. But endurance and patience, man, hey, that's one of the main things, man. Don't lose patience, man. Because that's what these men do, man. They lose patience, man. And I just speaking as a man, because I'm hoping, I'm praying that, I don't lose patience, man. Because at any time, at any day, the Lord could pull that trigger, man. Pull the rug off you, man. And I just hoping, Lord, you got me this far, just keep me going, man. Keep me going, man. But I speak as for a man, I speak like Joshua speak, as for me and my house, as for me, I'm going to continue serving the Lord's will. Lord, keep that spirit upon me. Hey, so with that, hope you brothers and sisters will edify. Again, I say all praises be to Abanawa, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Harakak, the bonus of the apostles was a quadrum of great millstone ruled well. And shalom to the elect. Kwame Ashallah. about the ball.